A very good evening to you all. Thank you for watching UBC Television. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and welcome to the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. I'll be joined later by Elizabeth Nakakoni. Without further ado, let's get straight into the news. FDC President at Najanankumbi, Engineer Patrick Oboy Amriat, is engaging with presidents from other political parties that include the Democratic Party, Uganda People's Congress and the National Unity Platform to convince them to rally behind the FDC flag bearer, Dr. Rosemary Alwoki Ogwal, on the Dokolo Women Member Parliament ticket by-election. The Deputy Secretary Publicity Mulindwa Walid Lubega told the media at Najanankumbi that they believe and have presented a candidate with the best credentials. Meanwhile, on merging government institutions, departments and agencies, FDC says that this rationalization will minimize public expenditure, but they request the Ministry of Public Service to do it in a phased manner to eliminate redundancy.
Also in IGEA, engaging other opposition stakeholders, party leaders like the Uganda People's Congress, the Honorable Akena, the Democratic Party, the National Unity Platform, in a bid to rally behind the FDC flag bearer. We believe that the FDC has been the incumbent. We hold the territory of Dokolo on aspect that we have been having a district woman member of parliament, the late Honorable Cecilia Atimo Ogwal. We also hold the position of the district LOC5 chairman. So that makes our candidate to have a pedigree over other contenders who have expressed interest. So we are in conversation with other political leaders in order to give way for our flag bearer so that we win collectively as opposition. We pray that Parliament should request from the Ministry of Public Service a comprehensive phase-by-phase strategies to fast-track the rationalization of MDAs to eliminate redundancies in the medium term, reduce the cost of running government and improve efficiency, but also should cater in the merging or disbanding of certain redundant ministries to curb redundancy and avert corruption. Ministries like the one of Karamoja, Luwelo Triangle, Bunyoro, Northern Uganda Affairs, among others. We think such ministries should be merged into one ministry, and that should be the Ministry of Special Regions.
And again, Forum for Democratic Change, the Katonga faction plans to hold a National Council meeting on the 21st of this month to present the party reports and achievements to their president. The FDC Katonga chairman Waswa Biligwa also clarified on the rumors circulating on social media about reconciliation. The party will have engagements to decide on the candidate in Dokolo by-election.
I'm here to present to you our chairman, our national chairman, so that he addresses the nation. If you are ready.
The National Council meeting is scheduled to take place on the 21st, namely to hear or to present reports for our president, the report of the Treasury, the Secretary General, and report of the EC. It's going to discuss, all these reports are going to discuss the various things that each department or each portfolio has been able to achieve during this time since we held our delegate conference. Like you, we've been hearing rumors that there is people who are reaching out to each other, but it's not on an official basis that we have agreed to do such a thing. I could state, as far as I'm concerned, I only want to be involved in that if Amria, Tananda, Lamafabi, they resign, And if necessary, I will also resign, at least for me, to be a part of it on that particular elections. But we are supposed to be having a meeting later on this afternoon to make a decision, and you'll hear about it as soon as we are done.
Uganda People's Congress has unveiled the party's flag bearer in the forthcoming Dokolo District Woman MP by-election. UPC now follows FDC and the NRM, while NUP plans to unveil the flag bearer after a week of interest submissions.
UPC has convened a district conference for Dokolo District. This follows the death of Cecilia Ogwal. The conference presented Sarah Guti Nyankori, who also held the party's flag in the 2021 election as a preferred candidate for the Dokolo Woman MP. UPC constitution provides for the district conference to choose the flag bearers at every elective period.
That Guti Sarah has already married. I oppose.
Sarah Guti Nyankori was declared winner after Juspina Chen and Anna Okwir stepped down.
And this is the power which as UPC we have invested into the people. We don't do it from top, we do it at the grassroots.
So I reflected. Sarah stood twice. I said, no, let us give her the space for her to go into contest. I'm very ready. I will be over-prepared for 2026.
While we give her the support to work well as a team, as a unit for growth and development of Lamu. Then in the long run, we shall see who takes over in 2026. For UPC, it's not about money. For us, it's about what do people want. No money has been given and no money will be accepted in any case.
Sarah Guti's candidature is anchored on improving education, health and economic empowerment.
Where I'm going is a no-joke area, meaning that I have to deliver what Dokolo is expecting.
In the other by-election, we got it from Uyam. And getting this one alone is another straight message to other competitors that UPC has risen up. And thereafter, we shall roll out to the entire country. And we want to appeal to the people of Uganda that the party that will unite Uganda is UPC. The party that will work for the common good of all the people of this country in terms of education, in terms of good health services, is UPC.
That is not so.
FDC and NRM have already fronted their flag bearer ahead of the forthcoming by-election slated for 21st next month. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
Local leaders of Muyenga, Bukasa and Namuwongo area and security organs have held an engagement to address the problem of theft and robbery committed by border riders. They have resolved to pass bylaws to register all border motorists and install cameras at every gate, including security lights. This engagement was attended by the UPDF Commander Operation in Kampala, Kanofred Mwesije, District Police Commander of Kabalagala, DPC Emmanuel Mafundo, Muyenga 2 Chairman Yasin Omar, and others.
In the past 2 months, more than 10 people have been beaten and robbed by border motorists in Muyenga, Bukasa and Namuwongo, and some of them are in critical condition.
Guard of a nearby house who came out very fast with a dog and a panga, so the two border guys ran away, but after stealing their property.
I follow them up as fellow borders on borders. Like what this gentleman has just said here, if you have been following, that is the most important strategy that we should adopt.
Starting in Bukasa ward, we have already brought some laws, some bylaws, which is going to be improved by the district councillors, so that we can come back with that laws.
The local leaders of Muyenga, Namuwongo, Bukasa, together with police and UPDF, have called an emergency meeting to discuss this matter. For self-defense and monitoring of the area, all local leaders have been given sticks for security purposes.
Especially, we have given sticks to defense, sector for security and chairmen, so that when they patrol, at least they have a stick to defend themselves in case they are attacked.
At the security meeting, chaired by Muyenga chairman Yasin Omar, bylaws were passed on border operations in the areas, including registration of all border drivers, giving them uniforms and installation of cameras at every gate and street lights.
We had a lot of cases recently of border attacks on our people. Therefore, we had to call a meeting. The in charge of UPDF in Kampala was present. He has promised to give us manpower UPDF, which is good to beef up patrols.
Kabalagala Police Commander DPC Emmanuel Mafundo says theft and robbery had increased during the period of non-allied movement summit, as they had been focusing on the summit and now have resumed operations.
And part of January, where we registered most of these incidents. And in part, it was as a result of the concentration we had given to another mission. The good thing, it ended. And when it ended, we embarked on operations.
The DPC has supported the bylaws passed to fight crime and assured that some of the border motorists involved in these crimes have been arrested and taken to courts of law. The Army Commander, Operation in Kampala, Colonel Fred Mwesije, pledged to add a military detach in the area to assist the police in arresting the criminals.
Opening another detach in the area. I am going to direct him before we leave. Tomorrow he should come with a written report about the suitability of the place.
Lydia Chomkama, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
The General Court Martial in Makindye has set the 19th of March 2024 for a state reply in the bail application of the 28 NUP suspects over alleged offences of unlawful possession of fire ammunition. This is the third time the accused have asked for bail application before this court. Details in this report.
The 28 National Unity Platform supporters who are grappling with offences of unlawful possession of firearms that arose from the 2021 general elections have appeared in the General Court Martial in Makindye before its chairman, Brigadier General Freeman Robert Mugabe, to proceed with the case. The accused of, among others, include Olivia Lutaya, Robert Gumayo, Ronald Maiga, Gadi Kakoza, Patrick Mwase, Simon Chijambo, Abdallah Matovo. This time, leader of opposition Joel Sanyonyi, no representatives in parliament, family members of the accused persons were in court, although the media was restricted. The accused persons, through their lawyers, James San others, filed a bail application on various grounds.
Basaba okweyimirira omulundi ogwokusatu nga bwe tumanyi nti omulundi okweyimirira kuno kwali kwakulirwa mu mwezi ogw'ekkumi kooti nga teriiwo ne bakuzza mu mwezi ogw'ekkumi n'ogumu kooti nga teriiwo ne bakuzza wiiki ewedde kooti nga teriiwo naye olwaleero kooti neetubeerera.
And we have been able to make an application and presented a number of sureties, and to date the date for the trial of the main case has not been set.
Musisi said various bail applications have been made in this court and only 4 of the suspects were released, leaving out 28.
Ebiri kooti yatuwa layini emu ng'egamba nti abantu be muleese okweyimirira tebasaana. Jjukira twaleeta abantu abasoma ne mu nkaaga ab'eŋŋanda abazadde b'abaana bano abakyala baabwe.
We condemn is the prolonged detention of persons whom we maintain are innocent without trial for the last now almost 3 years.
Prosecution asked court to adjourn the matter so as to reply to the accused's bail application. The leader of opposition Joel Sanyonyi vowed to ask Parliament to intervene in the matter.
Decided that, yes, as we talk about these issues in Parliament and elsewhere, we have got to come on ground and get involved to see that these our comrades are freed. So I want to appreciate them. We will not keep quiet regarding these matters. As far as we are concerned, these are political prisoners. What's happening is not prosecution, it is persecution.
Court resumes on 19th March 2024 to proceed with the matter. Prosecution alleges that the accused persons committed the alleged offense of unlawful possession of firearm ammunition between November 2022 and May 2021 in Jinja, Mbale, Kampala, among other areas. Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Inabugude, UBC News.
And in more news, defense legal team in Thomas Kwoyero case is set with 30 witnesses to start with the defense hearing of the case. Following the status of this case, defense will soon make a witness protection application to court for the safety of Thomas Kwoyero's witnesses. This was during the status conferencing of the case at the International War Crimes Division court here in Kampala. The former Lord's Resistance Army Commander Thomas Kwoyero awaits defense on 78 counts of crimes against humanity, war crimes, murder, violence to life, outrage against personal dignity, and cruel treatment, among others. The justices in this case include Justice Michael Erubu, Stephen Mobiru, Duncan Gaswaga, and Justice Andrew Bashaija.
Well, in Kwoyero's case today, the case came up for mention, with the view of all the stakeholders updating on the progress of the case. We had the court's participation, we had the prosecution participation and the defense, and Kwoyero was also in attendance via video link. Well, we resolved that we are going to have the matter finally again mentioned on the 19th of March with the view of confirming a hearing date for the defense to commence. As the defense, we indicated in the meeting that we have about 30 witnesses whom we are prepared and we are ready to begin the defense of Kwoyero. So the court is going to confirm this, and then there was the aspect of availability of funds to facilitate the session. So we are set. Basically, the brief was from the defense, how far we are prepared and we are ready to begin and commence the defense of Kwoyero, which we indicated we are ready. And I can tell you that we have about 30 witnesses ready to begin the testimony. We have about 2 applications to make. The application, one of the application is for the safety of our witnesses. We want court to issue measures to ensure that the witnesses are safe in terms of redacting on their identities, and that once they testify, they are also not implicated, they are safe. So after that application, we will be ready.
Is court ready with the funds to go on with the hearing of the case, to commence with the hearing of the case?
We were notified that the ICD, through the registrar and the office of the PS to the judiciary, that those funds are being arranged, and we were given an assurance that there will be funds. We shall be resuming from Gulu, opening up the defense case, and as defense, we are ready.
Was it before the full panel or it was before the registrar?
We had the registrar present, but we also had the head of the panel was also present. That is Honorable Justice Michael Elubu was also present.
Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
We'll take a short commercial break and return after these messages.
Fred! Osmosis. Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
The energy of this land was born in the hearts of these men, of these women. It comes to life in the power of these colors and the memory of this sense. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
Empowered by Africa.
Oryx Gas, powered by Africa.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. The Uganda National Teachers Union, NATU, has called for the increment in funding for education sector and a deliberate move in investment for public education. According to the UNATU Secretary General, Philbert Baguma, the low funding of public education has given leeway to private institutions to outshine public institutions, including exorbitant charges. More details in this report.
And through Go Public Fund Education, we call upon governments everywhere in Africa, including the government of Uganda, to invest in quality public education.
The education unions launched the Go Public Fund Education Global Campaign on increased funding for public education in January 2023. In the global campaign, objectives pointed at improving the quality of public institutions, prioritizing investment in the public institutions, which will be reviewed in 2025.
Education is a fundamental human right in the public good. What does that mean? As a fundamental human right, that means education should be available to everyone. And as a public good, that means education must be free.
As part of the education unionists around the world in the campaign for improved quality of education for all, UNATU points at government failure to honor its commitment.
We call upon government to increase education funding, especially the public education funding. If we have to register commendable progress in achieving Sustainable Development Goal number 4.
In the financial year 2023-2024, 52 billion shillings was allocated to the education sector, which, according to UNATU, may not aid in the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals. They have called for a deliberate move to invest in public institutions, address the teaching gaps, and harmonize fees across board, among others.
The countryside you will find a teacher manning a classroom of 300 learners. We cannot call this teaching and learning. You are just taking care of those learners, and therefore government should come up and address these teacher gaps.
Uganda is one of those countries in Africa with a highly privatized education sector. Susan Naong and Andrew Sebira reporting for ABC TV.
A section of Member of Parliament wants government to stop extending support to grant-aided schools, to consider empowering more seed schools. The MP said that some schools getting support from government have abused the education roadmap by charging exorbitant fees. The Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports has engaged the petitioners against the exorbitant school fees charges.
Last week, the members of Parliament did not appreciate the government's response on the concerns regarding some schools, which have made it a habit to charge prohibited school fees.
These directives, we are aware, and they have been issued since 2020, as she has alluded here. The report we wanted was to tell us that the Honorable so-and-so who owns this school, charging very exorbitant school fees, has been sanctioned.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taebwa, asked the Committee on Education and Sports to revisit the concerns and report back on Tuesday this week.
This report, which needed...
The Committee on Education and Sports started with engaging with some of the petitioners against the vice, including Tororo District Woman Member of Parliament, Sarah Opendi. The session was closed from the media. The MPs want government to withdraw funding for the grant-aided schools, since some of them have continuously abused the policies relating to school fees.
Although private schools are bound by the privatization policy, we still think that education is a service. It shouldn't be commercialized, and there should be a cap on how much parents, even in private schools, should pay.
Then we have a saying of private school vis-a-vis government schools. Me, I believe whether it is government or private, the charging of schools must be controlled by government, so that these private schools that are charging $1 million, I saw the other day, there's a school charging 1 million shillings for swimming.
Tororo District Woman Member of Parliament, Sarah Opendi, wants the funds to be channeled to the seed schools under the Uganda Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfer Program. Government, through the seed schools program, constructs schools in the constituencies without government-aided schools.
Leave the private schools and those others that do not want to reduce fees, stop them from accessing government funds. And in that way, we shall be actually providing education services to the majority. But also, we need to amend the law. There are loopholes in the current Education Act. And of course, once that also is looked at, then we shall be able to at least fairly solve the problem.
Recently, the First Lady, also Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, said the Cabinet pronounced that all schools that receive public funds must implement free and compulsory universal education program. Minister Janet said that the Ministry of Education and Sports will liaise with the current 105 public secondary schools and 109 public primary schools that are beneficiaries of public funds but have not been implementing USE and UPE.
And Cabinet also went ahead to prescribe a list of 12 items which are categorized as not allowed to be charged as part of school fees in pre-primary, primary, and secondary schools. And these should be formally communicated to all schools by the Ministry of Education and Sports in the very near future. So, government shall start implementing free and compulsory UPE and USE in a phased manner, starting with UPE in financial year 2024-2025, and for this an additional resource of 309.16 billion is required on top of the 1.3 trillion that government already spends on UPE in financial year 22-23.
The Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports is expected to present its findings on Tuesday this week. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Guitabinji, UBC News.
National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, has called for applications for assistant registrars and data entrants to support the forthcoming ID renewal exercise. NIRA Executive Director Rosemary Chisembo reiterated on the particulars of those to be considered and must be recommended from the district administration to parish level.
The recruited personnel are required to possess proficient knowledge in data entry and be eloquent in the languages spoken within the districts of application, as this will enable them to confirm nationality of those applying for national ID renewal.
You must live in the district where you seek to be a registration assistant. 2, 3, you must speak the local languages. So if you live in Fort Portal, you are actually Mtoro, but you cannot speak Mtoro for one reason or another. You do not qualify to apply to be a registration assistant. Then the ISO and the LC1 chairman will tell us that you actually live in that area. The fifth and equally important, you must be proficient with computers. Not your mobile phone. You must be able to do data capture.
Citizens by naturalization and those with dual citizenship are advised to visit the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control to obtain certificates of citizenship as a prerequisite for registration.
There is a process called naturalization. That process is handled by the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control. It doesn't mean that you are less Ugandan than me. No. It simply means that we are recognizing the fact that we have welcomed you, you are part of us, and we are making a written record of that.
The new identification cards are expected to have more features encoded, so those with running IDs are advised.
So in an internet cafe or at home, you cannot capture your biometrics that you can cheat them. Fingerprints, iris and pictures will not be captured in the at home. Those ones you have to come to the biometric, to where we are stationing, and we take your biometrics,
The national ID renewal is free of charge to citizens with their original national IDs, but it will, however, be at a fee for individuals that need to change particulars. Vanessa Patricia Nandago and Abdul Nasir Luwama for UBC.
With that, let's take a short commercial break. When we return, we'll be back with business. Please do stay tuned.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *5*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
The 12th Annual Africa Students Education Fair is back. Come meet representatives of universities, colleges, and schools from USA, Canada, UK, Poland, Ireland, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, Japan, and India on Friday the 1st and Saturday the 2nd of July at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala, Uganda from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For further inquiries, please contact Maria on 0702-628-446 or email inquiries@asefevents.com or visit www.asefevents.com. Organized by Africa Students Education Fairs Limited and sponsored by Kessie Tours and Travel, WR Education Consultants, and Loyalist College Canada.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
Welcome back. It's now time for business news. The management of Police Exodus Sacco has responded to the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Defence and Internal Affairs concerning the inquiry into operations of the Police Force Exodus Sacco. The Sacco management has expressed dissatisfaction of the report for not appreciating the role of the Sacco in improving their members' welfare. More details in this report.
Partnership, your physical presence.
The chairperson of the Police Force Exodus Sacco Senior Commissioner of Police, Wilson Omoding, has refuted the findings of the Parliamentary Committee of Defence and Internal Affairs report on the operations of the Sacco. Omoding says the report failed to recognize achievements of the Sacco in improving members' welfare.
The report did not adequately address the journey, the achievements, and the challenges of Exodus Sacco from 2020 to date, including increased member participation, loan and saving growth, and financial empowerment.
The report found that Sacco management lacked membership registration records and weighed the legitimate registration of the Sacco by the Ministry of Trade and Cooperatives.
The Exodus Sacco maintains an up-to-date membership register, prioritizing accuracy, reliability to comply with the regulatory requirements outlined in the Cooperative Societies Act.
Other report accusations which the Sacco management refutes are the interference of the police authority in the Sacco operations and selective modes of giving out loans.
Exodus Sacco operates in accordance with the cooperative principles of autonomy and independence. The Sacco is an autonomous self-help organization controlled by its members with no interference from police management. It operates under the patronage of the police force to improve officers' welfare.
So management has started consultations to implement report recommendations.
We appreciate the committee's recommendations and assure stakeholders that appropriate actions have been taken to address each point, from ensuring voluntary membership to effective communication with members and adherence to regulatory requirements. Exodus Sacco prioritizes member welfare and satisfaction, promoting fairness, inclusivity, responsible financial management.
On several occasions, Exodus Sacco has been on spot over mismanagement and transparency, where Parliament recommends streamlining of information flow and allowing members' participation. Abdul Nasiri Lubwama for UBC.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Get value for your money by choosing the right paint. With Global Paints, you don't just paint, but paint for generations to come. Make Global Paints a paint of choice and make your building a paradise. We have weather coat emulsion, undercoat emulsion, silk vinyl emulsion, flat emulsion, super gloss, and high gloss. Global Paint, a reliable product.
Welcome back, and it's now time for sports news. The battle for who will become Uganda's national Super 14 chess champion is at its highest point. This is after 8 rounds of chess at Nob View Hotel in Tinda. John Barnes Centamo reports.
After 8 rounds in the 2024 Uganda National Chess Championship, Arthur Segwanyi, Penina Nakabo and Patricia Kauma are topping at Nob View Hotel in Ntinda. Individual master Arthur Segwanyi has 7.5 points with Nyola Waswa second on 6, while FIDE master Haruna Nsubuga is third on 5.5 in the open category.
Under the National Development Plan 3, we are all aware that Uganda is supposed to be moving into middle income status. But we, as the Chess Federation, we are taking the lead and we are trying to empower our players. The winner in the open category will walk away with titled land, and this should torpedo our players into becoming landlords and the top class in the country.
In the women's category, Penina Nakabo and Patricia Kauma are level atop the standings on 6.5 points, with woman candidate master Shakira Ampaire third on 6.
The pressure is real, the pressure is serious, everybody is very, very strong. So I've been trying to maintain my calm. So I take one game at a time, that's how I maintain my composure.
It's a good experience and I'm learning a lot, and hopefully next time I'll do much better, but we look forward to the best.
The championship, dubbed Super 14, has the nation's best players, making it unpredictable.
There is no one, even the national junior champion, Matthew Mwase, is not a pushover. So there is nowhere to run when people want 3 points. Everyone is tough. So the standards are higher than the last time we played.
Round 9 will be highlighted by the women's top of the table clash between Penina Nakabo and Patricia Kauma. The top 5 in each category will earn places on the national team for the World Chess Olympiad and the Pioneer BRICS Games in Russia later this year.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and Elizabeth Nakakoni on sign language. We now leave you with a weather update with Kutesa Mili.
Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Mili Nkabo with your weather update. We are still having light thunder showers here and there in most parts of the country. Nevertheless, we have a slight reduction in our wet activity. Seeing the cellular picture, we're having the rainbow a little bit back, but there is a low over the Indian Ocean that is depriving us of the moist winds that should have come into our country, hence reducing the rainfall within us. Nevertheless, the rainfall that we are having lately is due to the local infects. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up to a light thunder showers in the early mornings in the central part of Uganda and the capital city Kampala, and moving into the eastern, we are waking up with light showers across parts of Jinja and Tororo, apart from Soroti, where we are seeing sunny intervals. The western stretch, we're waking up to a bright sunny day, apart from some parts of Masindi, where we are seeing light showers. The northern part of our country is going to wake up to a bright sunny day in the morning hours, apart from Arua, where we are seeing light isolated showers. Moving to the afternoon hours, we are having a pickup of light showers parts of Masaka, but the rest of the area to have sunny intervals at maximum 28 degrees Celsius, apart from Nakasonga, where we are seeing a 29 degrees Celsius. Moving into the eastern, we are having a pickup of light thunder showers across parts of Soroti and light isolated showers parts of Jinja and Tororo at maximum 28 degrees Celsius and 31 across parts of Soroti. Moving to the western stretch, a domination of sunny intervals is expected in that place at maximum 31 degrees Celsius across Kasese, 30 Masindi, and 28 across Mbarara, Kabale Highlands with a lowest of 25 degrees Celsius. Using the northern sector, we are seeing a pickup of thunder showers in afternoon hours. Most especially across Karamoja regions, we are seeing a thunder shower at maximum 31 degrees Celsius, 32 across parts of Chitugumu and Gulu. Lila with 30 degrees Celsius and light isolated showers, and Alua with light isolated showers at maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. Is moving out of Uganda to around a few cities across the globe we have for you. Dubai is sunny conditions at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. In New York, it's sunny conditions, but it is a little bit chilly at a maximum 6 degrees Celsius only. Nairobi with sunny intervals at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius. It's a bit hot in Nairobi. Cairo and Paris with cloudy conditions at a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius across Cairo, and Paris with 13 degrees Celsius. Thanks for tuning on UBC. I remain Kutesa Milinga. Was stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello, Kanu Edith Nakarema is my name, and I head the State House Investors Protection Unit. The unit was established by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. On the 13th of December 2023, His Excellency the President commissioned an electronic investors protection portal, which is a platform that is online, and its link is protection.statehouseinvest.go.ug. The portal has 4 main functions. It provides guidance to authentic government ministries, departments, and agencies, and that's a way of protecting investors from falling in the hands of wrong elements or the corrupt. The second function is it provides mechanisms for reporting or making inquiries. The third function is it provides feedback and also ensures enforcement.
Investors are being harassed for bribes. That's why I have appointed Nakarema now to handle that side of the investors.
In conclusion, Uganda's president has put investors as his key priority, the protection, the guidance, and the support of investors, and that's why he established the State House Investors Protection Unit to ensure that the investors are effectively guided, protected from the corrupt, and supported by all government ministries, departments, and agencies in collaboration with the private sector. I thank you.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
Juko.
Yo.
Wachikuwa. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Development and financial boosting of the common person is one of the government goals, and this is why the President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has come up with different initiatives to achieve this, among which is poverty alleviation development, as Joan Kakwenzira, the Senior Presidential Advisor, PAD, says.
It is a presidential initiative against hunger and poverty. It is an initiative of His Excellency the President. It is intended to study, document and inform how high concentration of inputs in one small area, specifically parish, high concentration of inputs and knowledge and training can speed up rural transformation.
A lot of individuals from different parts of the country have benefited from PAD, and these are appreciative to His Excellency.
His Excellency the President of Uganda, twagala kugamba webale nnyo webalire ddala kutuwa programu eno ne State House Controller yaffe Jane Bareche, webale nnyo bambi watuwadde funds zonna eza ku procuring embuzi eno. Then webale nnyo Honorable Jessica Ababiku kukolagana naffe kubanga nga tetusobola kukola mirimu gino nga tetulina naawe Honorable n'emirimu gyonna twagala kuyamba abantu baffe wano ku Adjumani kufuna emirimu gya kufuna sente.
According to Ajisulaiman Walusimbi, the State House Public Relations Officer, the state is pleased with the impact of PAD towards the common person.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni awadde embuzi empitirivu ezisoba zijjedde ku lolenga 5 ezisoba mu lukaaga. Abatuuze bonna basanyufu nga bamaze okufuna embuzi era batusuubiza nti buli afunye embuzi ate bwe zinaazaala ajja kuwa munne kubanga lwero olugendo lwe tutandikako okulaba nga omuntu mu bwavu ava waali ne yeeyongerako mpola mpola. Abatuuze batusuubiza nti bajja zirabirira ate era ne ba LC5 representative naye n'atusuubiza naye ajja kumonitaringa. RDC abaddewo naye n'atusuubiza nti agenda kumonitaringa n'aba security bonna okulaba nga ensi etambula. Ono ye President asuubiza ate n'atuukiriza. Yabasuubiza embuzi ate zino zizze era alina n'ebirala byabasuubiza era ffe tujja kwetikka ffe tetujja kutuusa nga tubaweereza.
The Poverty Alleviation Department, as means of eradicating poverty, so far has been implemented in areas like Lukunjiri, Rawenge, Adjumani, among others. The question is, what do you need to become a beneficiary of PAD?
Ffe tukola system. Ebintu byaffe tebiteera kutundibwa. Mpozi abetutadde mu system nga bw'omanyi bayinza kuba nga ababbi. Naye tugenda ne tukola village committees. Nga buli kyalo kituwa representative agenda kukuuma ebintu byaffe. Kati awo ne bakolayo akakiiko gavumenti y'ekyalo. Eyo gavumenti y'ekyalo yeekuuma ebintu byabwe kuba zisobola kutuula wano Nakasero. Nemanya nti embuzi Adjumani bagize eki bagitunze. Naye akakiiko ako kekagira ki kekazibala. Ate ne kamakinga sure nti afunye embuzi emwe oba bbiri agenda kuzaala aweereze munne.
The President has on several occasions pointed out that each household should at least be earning 20 million Ugandan shillings annually to skip the poverty line.
From Poverty Alleviation Department bwe tubuka mu kitundu
tulonda abantu buli kyalo singa omuluka gubaamu